Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to review Wolfeater by Anthony Mitchell. All things must die, eventually. Found as a small child by the war-hungry Grey Crow tribe, Radok has forged himself into a legend, the mighty Wolfeater. But even legends can die, as Radok finds out when he is inflicted with a fatal disease. He sets out on a quest to ask the gods why, and with him goes Nyana, an 8-year-old blind girl in his care. Hunted by friends and enemies alike, their quest may change the world. I had Wolfeater as part of my 30 books for this year's self-published fantasy blog off, and if I'm completely honest, this book had caught my attention a while ago, well before it was assigned to my group, and it was on my list of eventually books. But now I've had to read it because it is in my group this year. In Wolfeater, you are thrown straight into this harsh world of snow and ice. It's very clear early on that people are starving, and this is the worst winter in a very, very long time. And as a result, tribes which are normally quite antagonistic to each other are on the verge of exploding into violence. There's always this undercurrent of fighting over provisions and territory, but it just feels magnified by the harsh winter that they are experiencing. The characters in this are really just amazing. We have quite a few different points of view, so we see the story from some really interesting sides. Radok is our main character and he has such an interesting story to tell. Adopted into the Grey Crows as a child, he has made himself a legend. He's feared and bloodthirsty, but not as straightforward to know as you would expect. We quickly discover he has a more caring and thoughtful side with his interactions with Nyana and others in the group. There's always this feeling of outsiders, and he is aware that other people may feel as though they're part of the tribe but outsiders. With Radok it is more obvious than the others because this is set in sort of northern territory, and it's assumed that Radok is from the south because he has a much darker skin tone than the rest of the tribe. We also follow Senya quite a lot. She is a member of the Wolf tribe who are always fighting with the Grey Crows. She has such great strength and determination, along with a hefty dose of really quite justified hate and anger. This does make her hasty and stubborn with some of her actions, but you really do understand why. The characters are just all built so well, and I became far too attached to many of their stories. And these stories became quite painful to read when you began to realise what the ultimate fate of whatever character was going to be. There is just so much growth on this journey for many of the characters. Not one of them is left untouched by the experiences they have in this book. We have a lot of morally grey characters and actions here, which muddled everything up to a delicious degree. All of their motivations and reasonings made perfect sense in the context of the world, and I loved seeing how everything developed on both sides. There is a lot of texture to this world. We see life in this harsh environment, and it all serves to add some more richness. Because of the story, we do focus more on life with the Grey Crows, but through interactions we do see more of the wider world. And one thing I noticed, the scene on the cover, there is backstory to that scene in this story, but it is built so seamlessly into the world. I did enjoy the exploration of the Grey Crow's gods into this world and watched it unfold as it was explained to outsiders, and we got to experience that with them. The style of the writing is so absorbing and clear. The descriptions of snow and ice were so vivid. The setting is incredible. The sense of creeping cold follows you through, and I loved how colour was used as a stark contrast to change the focus in a scene. This is a world of white and grey, so fully pictured in your mind that the orange flash of a campfire is absolutely drastic in its difference to the rest of the environment. Wolfeater is a standalone, and I got to the end before I realised because I was so swept up into the story, and I'm really not sure I can forgive Anthony Mitchell for how much I felt my feelings. I really feel as though these characters are going to stay with me, and I think this book has a lot of reread potential. So if you have read this, I would love to know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all soon.